What's up, guys? I got another great dessert recipe for you that I want to share. We're going to call this, some of you guys are familiar with like a Jeff Albert's cake. This is kind of similar, but it's a little bit altered with some of the ingredients, but it's definitely a recipe that even though I'm out of prep now, I found myself still craving like every single night. I think just for the volume, it's just one of the best desserts that I personally make that's macro friendly. You can alter some of the ingredients that I'll kind of show you to make it pretty low in fat, low in carbs. So let's get started. Your first basic ingredient, since this is kind of like a whey protein cake, you're going to want some chocolate whey protein. For flavoring, you can do some Hershey's unsweetened cocoa. If you don't have this, that's fine. I just would recommend maybe adding in either some like Splenda or whatever artificial sweetener of choice that you have, and also to a microwave safe bowl. Some people like to you know, take like some non-stick cooking spray it in there, and then kind of like take the cake and let it like on a plate. But I personally just put all the ingredients in a bowl, and I just like scooping it out of the bowl. So it's either way you want to do this, that's fine. But basically you're going to take a big bowl like this. You're going to add, I usually do, I mean, this is just depending on your macros, how much protein you have left. I usually do either a scoop to a scoop and a half, and that usually makes the other amounts of these ingredients go well together. So after you do your either scoop or scoop and a half of whey protein, we'll start with the dry ingredients. I add in a teaspoon of baking powder. That's going to help it like rise and be more fluffy. Also, you don't have to do this. This is optional. I just do a dash of kosher salt. And then here's a big thing where you could actually make this even lower carb than it is. I personally only use a half serving of this is just whole wheat flour, and a half serving of this is only 50 calories, 9 carbs. So basically I'm not really hardly using any carbs, and that's just for 15 grams of whole wheat flour. You could actually use coconut flour, which is per serving, I believe it's only 8 carbs, so you could probably use half a serving of coconut flour and even cut the carbohydrates of that in half. So just something to think about for some of you sloth dieters, aka Chris Lovato. Anyways, but I'm just going to use whole wheat flour. Another substitute that you could use that would be higher in a little bit higher calories though is just taking like oatmeal and blending it up in like a magic bullet and using oat flour. That would work as well. So I'm going to use whole wheat flour. Like I said, I'm going to use a half serving, which is 15 grams. So next up, so that's our dry ingredients. And like I said, I either add in a little bit of sweetener, and that would pretty much take care of the dry ingredients. Now moving on to the wet ingredients, I have in here some Libby's. I can show you guys. Libby's 100% pure pumpkin. I usually do a half serving of this, so that would be 60 grams of canned pumpkin. That's just going to make the cake nice and moist. That's what that's going to help with. Also, I do 2 eggs. I'll do one white and then 1 whole egg. This is another situation where, to be honest, I've done it with like 2 egg whites and it still tastes just as good. So you guys that are maybe low on fats and can't fit in the whole egg at night, you can definitely just do 2 egg whites and you'll be fine. But I do 1. I'm usually kind of like, now that my fats are a little bit higher, I usually have a lot of fat to kind of make up for in the night, so I do 1 whole egg and 1 egg white. And last, okay, so basically once you have all those ingredients in the bowl, what you're going to do is you're going to mix it up. I use a, what is it, like a, what's this thing called, like a whisk or whatever, little whisk. So you're going to mix everything up, and you notice it's going to be like super, super thick. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slowly add water to this very slowly. Keep mixing it, and you're gonna want to wait until it kind of makes kind of like a soupy kind of mixture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off, and I'll mix ingredients in here, and I'll show you guys what it should look like. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So here is what it looks like in the mixing bowl. Like I said, I got the whey in there, eggs, pumpkin, whole wheat flour, whey. So it's all in a bowl like this. So we're gonna take our little whisk, we're gonna mix this up, and then we're gonna add water to it slowly, and then I'll show you what the consistency should look like. All right, guys, here, as you can see, is the consistency. It's kind of like think like a thick, kind of soup-like consistency. You don't want it really thick, but you don't want it like pure runny, like pure liquid, you know, like liquid soup. It's more just kind of like a thicker kind of soup. So from here, what you're gonna do is take your bowl, and we're gonna put it in the microwave. Boom. For start with about 2 minutes 30 seconds, and then you're gonna want to keep checking it. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, guys, so this is what your whey cake should look like when it comes out of the microwave. The one thing that you want to check is kind of like take a spoon and kind of lift up the whey cake and make sure that everything is gone under the cake. Make sure it's all kind of cooked. If you still see a lot of kind of like liquid under there, put it back in the microwave for like another 15 to 30 seconds. So that's going to be your whey cake. So what I do a frosting. So in this bowl right here, what I did, it's a lot of frosting too. You don't have to use as much of the ingredients that I use. You can alter these two depending on your macros. But I'm utilizing, I need a lot more protein right now, so I'm going to do a lot of Greek. This is non-fat Greek yogurt from Trader Joe's. I did a half serving of that, which is like 113 grams. I also added in half of a Carb Master yogurt. This is the banana cream pie. I personally love using probably the caramel spice cake the best for this, but I was out of them, so I did banana cream pie. So I mixed the banana cream pie with the just the regular non-fat yogurt, and I put a little bit of cinnamon in here, a little bit of stevia, just to get a little more sweetness. And so I'm going to take this frosting and I'm going to layer it on top of here. And then for even more kick, depending on your macros, if you have more fat, I'm personally going to add in a half serving of almond butter. And then also I'm going to layer some good old Walden Farms caramel syrup on top, guys. This is a lot of, this is a big bowl. This is a lot of frosting. So this is a freaking, I think for probably, it's got to be less than, I'm just kind of guesstimating, it's probably around, what, 15 carbs, a lot of protein, depending on how much whey protein you want to use and things like that. So this is definitely a great macro-friendly recipe for you guys in prep right now. But again, like I said, I'm outside of prep, and I still enjoy this meal every night, guys. Anyways, if you have any questions, hit me up in the description box. If not, enjoy. You know what? Let's just show you what the end product looks like. So here is mine with a ton of frosting, Walden Farms syrup on top, and then a bunch of almond butter mixed in, guys. So you take your spoon, and oh, your whey cake's under there. It's nice and moist. So you take a bite. Oh, dude, this is so good. Look at this. Oh, food porn. Gotta love it, guys. Alright, I'm gonna freaking inhale this later.